All right, so to get a square or whatever shape capture area you would like, it's really easy, but there are some pitfalls to watch out for. So first, if you go and select it, and then go down to, where's it at? Uh, oh, capture area static mesh here. You can see you can swap out the static mesh. Now, it's not quite as simple as just doing that. You have to do a couple other steps. So first off, you'll see in the materials panel, there are two materials. Normally, you only have element 0. You cannot change element 0. If you try to, either nothing will happen, or it will crash the UEFN compiler. I'm sure that's not an intentional feature, but it just happened to me, and it took me about 5 minutes to get back into the project. It just kept crashing UEFN over and over again. But now we're back in, and we're ready to go. So, in order to get the invisible material on the for the inside, we have to just make two meshes, merge them, scale them down, and make sure the materials are on the right layers, or the meshes are on the right layers, I should say. Now, if you use a solid shape, like let's say just a cube, and you replace the static mesh, it will tile this material that you can't edit or adjust over the top of it, and it repeats straight down the center and looks terrible. Also, if you were to use, let's say, just a cube and cut out the middle, then you can only capture the zone when you're standing on this perimeter line. So you have to merge two meshes in order to make it work. Now, where's it at? Okay, it's right here. You have to make the final size 1 unit on each axis. If you don't, then your capture zone is going to be massive. It scales up like times 10. That's just how big it does. So, if you're used to the modeling tool, this is probably going to be a waste of time for you. But if you just make a box, one is going to be too hard to edit. To cut it out with the polycut tool, it's just going to be too hard to manage it. So I made mine at a scale of 10 to start out with, which I think is not that mesh. It is this one and this one. Okay, so all you do at a scale of 10 10 units, I guess. I actually don't know. Unreal units, I think is what it is. 10 on each of these will make the box this size, or whatever shape you want. Then you have to make an invisible material, which is just going to be, opacity 0. That's nothing complicated. Then you put them in the same location. You have to select both materials, but you have to do it in a particular order. So if you select them both, if you do the solid trim, which needs to stay world grid material, by the way, at least if you want it to change with the teams, like the corresponding team color, then it needs to stay to world grid material. But select the trim, then the center box. You want to make sure that under display materials, let me close the modeling tool. It shows the invisible material layer on top. When you merge them, they'll swap places. I don't know why. I'm sure there's a reason for it. But, I needed the modeling tool. So then you go to just model or Xform, merge. It will save it as a new static mesh. Then you drag it in the world. And you want to just make sure you scale it back down. So just transform, make it, if it was 10, you make it 0.1 on all 3 axes. And then once you're done with that, you just bake transform. So the static mesh obviously saves the new transform. That's it. After that, you just click back on the capture area static mesh and change it to whatever shape you made. You don't need to mess with the collision or anything like that. Merging it with that box, the invisible box in the middle, I guess it takes into account that the center is that the whole zone has no collision. So just leave it the way it is, and then just replace it with whatever static mesh you want.